every way you travel, you're always walking uphill. And actually, we had 3 Ashleys in our trip. One of them loved to constantly murmur under her breath while walking uphill. Hill-loving bastards. Okay, this is Scotland, which I know that Kyle was really excited about going to Scotland because he loves Braveheart. In fact, I wish he would have worn his Braveheart shirt.
It's too small. It's shrunk to like this.
Well, he has a Braveheart shirt. Anyway, Scotland was like the place I was probably the least excited about going to. I mean, I was like, oh, that'll be listen.
It's me ancestral
I'm not
home.
there yet.
I can tell you're wearing plaid.
In comparison to the Lake District in London and Dublin, I was like, oh, I'm probably not going to like Scotland that much. But Edinburgh ended up being my favorite city on the trip.
Yay.
It is so gorgeous. I mean, I know we say that about every place, but like,
it was like freezing, but it was still absolutely beautiful. It was like the coldest.
Yeah, it was like, we were in there in the middle of June and it was like 45 degrees and windy and rainy.
We were prepared.
It was cold.
What did you like best about Edinburgh? I've never been there and I've always wanted to go.
I'm so condensed. Like you could go everywhere. Like within this little.
Yeah, this is the middle. Like when you walk through Edinburgh, like there's a city and then this is in the middle of everything. So everywhere you walk, you can like look up to this castle, to Stirling Castle.
Oh, Edinburgh Castle.
Edinburgh Castle.
Yeah.
Well, what I really like about Edinburgh is it's a really good juxtaposition between like modern and old, and I think that's like yellow. That's what it. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, but it was. It's just so beautiful. Like everywhere you walk, you either walking towards the ocean or towards Stirling Castle, and why did I say Stirling Castle? Edinburgh.
This is Stirling.
This is Stirling. When we were visiting Edinburgh Castle, we lost Kaylee. That was one of the
No,
most.
according to Dr. Rogers, they lost, or I lost you.
I don't know.
You were lost.
We all try to stay together, and clearly none of us have phones, so we can't. I mean, it's kind of hard sometimes. But I had to set a search warrant out for Kaylee because she was 2 hours worth of not finding her anywhere.
I was in the castle in 1 second, I'm looking this way at something, and the next second Melinda and everybody else is gone. I'm like, where did everyone go? And so I searched the castle for like 30 minutes, and you would think you'd be able to find someone in a castle, but no.
Because it's not a castle like we think of castles. Like there's a big room with it's like a big building with a bunch of little buildings in it. Like it's like a city with a big wall around it, and then on top of this hill. It's massive.
Yeah.
So it's not like looking for her in a building. Like we were looking for her in
A tiny city.
probably the size of this campus.
It was really nice when we were in Scotland because there was a lot of daylight. I think that's important.
Oh, yeah.
The sun didn't set until like 11:30, 12 at night, and then by like 3 in the morning the sun was rising again. So like
You have about 3 hours of total darkness.
yeah.
Yeah, we pretty much know this from experience too, like staying up all night.
It was fun. It's beautiful. This is Stirling Castle, and this is who is
that Robert the Bruce?
That's
Yeah,
Robert Bruce.
Robert the Bruce.
Do you want me to say this or do you?
Yeah.
I'm just going to talk about
Yes,
this.
talk about this.
I was really excited about this because if you've ever seen Braveheart, the Battle of Stirling and Braveheart, it's completely historically inaccurate movie. But this is the castle, and there was a battle there and everything, but they just did it really wrong, like Hollywood does. But it's another huge castle, it's like a big city with a wall around it on top of the hill. And from the castle, you can see Stirling Bridge, which is where the battle actually took place. So it's a little bitty bridge. Like Kaylee and I probably couldn't walk across that at the same time. But
Isn't that what like
that's pretty
deterred
much it.
them from actually getting across?
well, yeah, it's kind of like the 300 effect. Like the English were super strong, and then the Scottish were not, and so they used the gate to kind of narrow them down so that their numbers didn't matter, that kind of thing. So.
And this seems like a really random feature to have up here, but
It's not.
it's not because whenever we came back from our trip, Harry Potter was coming out. And so I was like, oh cool, let's go see Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. And then in Harry Potter, this is a series of like 7 tapestries, and like 4 or 5 of them are replicated.
What are they called? Are they the famous depictions of Christ, basically, like
Through
the process?
Yeah. And anyway, there's one of the same tapestries is like in Harry Potter. And so I was like, man, I missed
Well,
it
and I were
so
like, did you
much."
see it? Did you see it? See it? It's in the background. We saw that. Anyway, but that's probably because of author.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
For
She
do you
takes
have
pictures of cafe.
we
Oh,
went
I
to the
can take
cafe,
pictures of
the
Elephant House.
the Elephant House. J.K. Rowling like wrote about it a bunch of
Which
stuff.
you look out the window and you
So
see
that's-
Edinburgh Castle, so you can like
Because
see
of
where Hogwarts came from.
Yeah. Edinburgh. It's beautiful. You just have to go. It's the perfect juxtaposition between like old and new, and I think that that's why I really like it because like I love Dublin, but Dublin was like too modern for me, I guess.
Yeah.
And then London was just crazy.
Plus, it's full of Scots.
Yes.
Well, so
else could
whenever
be
we
not?
were on our trip, we decided to come up with a name for like the attractive people we saw walking by, so we could talk about them. And so we named the men Highlanders, and we'd be like, "Oh, check out that Highlander over there," and then the ladies were the Malones, and
It's like the car with the car.
there are a lot of attractive people in the British Isles. This is Sir Walter Scott's house.
For about a year.
Well, he died here.
Yeah.
He died here. He was,
Like
and
he
I-
moved in and then a year later he died. So.
Sir Walter Scott is a very famous writer. He's very important in Scottish history. And he died in this room right here, overlooking there's a river in the back of, behind his house, and he died overlooking that. And this is Sir Walter Scott's view. And I want to tell this story because it's Sir Walter Scott was really important. And so when he died, he had a military burial. Anyway, every day he would ride past this from his house to an abbey that he visited often. And when he died, his horse was attached to the back or to the front of his coffin, and his horse actually stopped at this point whenever he was taking the coffin to be buried. And so it's actually a really important part. Like the horse was so used to stopping there that he did that, and that's one of the good stories about Sir Walter Scott. And it's really beautiful. And it actually wasn't that clear of a day when we went. It was pretty cloudy, but you can see forever from there whenever it's nice.
It was also
One
a
of the-
huge collector too.
Oh, yeah.
We saw a lamp from Marie Antoinette in his house.
He had like a museum house.
He had a picture of her decapitated head too, didn't he? Like like a painting of Mary Queen of Scots like head. It was wonderful.
He had a lot of good stuff in his house, and they have everything in glass that you can look at.
One of the things I did like about Scotland weather though, when it was overcast, was that the clouds were really close to the ground. So, I mean, it almost feels like you could just reach up and touch them, and they're moving really fast, so it has kind of this ethereal feel to it when you're just walking around on these hills and valleys and things like that.
It wasn't like fog, you're saying.
It wasn't like fog, but it was very close to it, I guess.
This is Glom's castle, and I feel like this is the closest to a Disney castle I could ever imagine. But it's so beautiful. As you can, I try to make it big so you can see it, but
Supposedly, yeah.
There's like 3 ghosts that are haunting this place. One is they think that I don't remember the entire story. So
the chapel thing.
There were these two like servants or something, and they stayed up all night playing cards, and they weren't supposed to, and so they bricked these guys into the wall, and they died in there, and no one, and they know this because they can tell that there was a window in there and it had been bricked in, and so they could see the difference in the brick, but no one has even like tried to open it up or anything.
And also there's a chapel. People actually still live here, which is pretty cool. We couldn't go into the parts where they live, but there's also a chapel in here, and apparently if you sit in the back corner, it gets really cold and it's supposed to be a ghost.
yeah, because there's like a mourning woman who I don't remember who killed her child, but ended up killing her.
Yeah.
But supposedly this castle was possibly the influence for Harry.
For Macbeth.
Macbeth, okay.